Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday Message. I am coming to you from our lanai today. I was hoping to be filming this message from the Angel Chapel at St. Michael's because I want to talk a little bit about rest. And I was imagining that I was going to have the angel window behind me in that marvelous spot at our church, because one of the things that I really love about St. Michael's is how St. Michael's is able to be open all the time. And I can't tell you the number of times that I would be pulling in or pulling out and I would see a car parked outside the doors, or I'd see a bike or two sitting outside the doors, and someone inside our beautiful little church just spending some time in quiet, just taking a moment's rest. And so my idea was to talk just a little bit about rest because it comes up in our gospel for this Sunday, and it's something that is important for us to make a priority. And I think I've been appreciating it in the midst of these very busy days of trying to do pastoral ministry while at the same time trying to deal with all of the myriad details of our rebuilding project, the importance of just taking some time out for rest. And oh, how I look forward to the day when I'm going to be able to walk over from the office and enter our lovely little church and sit back there in the Angel Chapel and look at those beautiful windows and have a moment's rest. Jesus talks about it in in Sunday's Gospel. Sunday's Gospel is an interesting one. It's from the 11th chapter of Matthew. And Jesus is a little bit annoyed at the beginning of the gospel. He talks about how the religious authorities are giving him a little bit of a bad time, and we piped a tune and you wouldn't dance. We sang a dirge and you wouldn't wail. You aren't dancing at the wedding feast. You aren't mourning at the funeral. Jesus just can't seem to reach the people that he's trying to reach. And then he says a little prayer. He says a little prayer. And then after that he has this these very famous words: "Come to me, all you that are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble of heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." You will find rest for your souls. Jesus says in another place in the gospel to his disciples, he says, "Come away with me and rest for a while." Jesus made rest a priority in his own life. He took time away. He took time in meditation and prayer in the midst of all of the pressures that he had, with the religious authorities giving him a hard time, with people misunderstanding who he was and what he was all about, and his tireless efforts in healing and feeding and ushering the kingdom of God. He needed time to step away and to rest. And we do too. We do too. I was reading something recently that was talking about the kinds of rest that we need. And I thought this was interesting. The writer said that of course there is the importance of physical rest, literally getting good sleep and perhaps taking a nap when we need that. Physical rest that we need for our bodies. And there's also mental rest. We live we can live very busy lives and constantly be doing something and constantly have things scheduled and constantly being on the go. We can be distracted endlessly. And the writer of this was saying we need mental rest. We need to give our minds a rest. And then the writer talked about sensory rest, taking a break from screens, taking a break from the television, from the computer, from the iPhone, this sensory overload that we can get that is draining for our minds and for our souls. Especially having the television on, I think, and watching lots of television news. We need sensory rest to get away from those screens and all that sensory stimulation. And then this person talked about the importance of creative rest. And I thought this was a really, really wonderful insight. They said creative rest reawakens the awe and wonder inside each of us. Taking time for creative rest, taking time in nature, taking time for a walk on the beach or for sitting in a beautiful place and appreciating the gift of nature. Creative rest, taking time listening to beautiful music, or maybe playing, if you're a musician, playing the piano or playing an instrument. Maybe singing. I like to sing. I like to include singing in my prayer in the morning. That kind of creative rest is refreshing for our hearts and our minds and our souls. Taking time to rest. Even Jesus did it himself, and he encouraged his followers. He encourages us. Come to me, all you that are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Take some time to find rest for your souls this week. Make that a priority. And join me in longing for the day that we're going to be able to have a moment's rest in our restored and rebuilt sanctuary at St. Michael and all angels. Just a couple of announcements. I am happy to report that the bus, our new church bus, is on its way. It should be delivered by the time that we have our service on Sunday. And so we're going to have it at Peace Church at the service time, and it will be open after the service. You'll be able to take a look at it. So I am absolutely thrilled that the bus is arriving. We should have it there for Sunday, barring something unforeseen, and you'll be able to take a look at it then. An update on the gathering place and when we'll be moving back into there. We're going to have services at Peace for the next 2 Sundays. So this Sunday the 9th and Sunday the 16th, we will have our 11:30 service at Peace Church. And then the weekend of July 22nd and 23rd will be our first weekend in the gathering place at St. Michael's. Saturday the 22nd at 5 o'clock, Sunday the 23rd at 9:30 a.m., so 9:30 service at the gathering place on July 23rd. And I am hoping that we'll have the church bus running both for the Saturday service and for the Sunday service. So I'll get more details out about that, but that is my hope, that we'll be able to run the bus to Shell Point both for Saturday and for Sunday. If you know somebody who might not get this message, who would be interested in riding the bus, I encourage you to reach out to them and let them know, and we'll get more information out about that. Just a reminder that beginning our services on the weekend of July 22nd and 23rd, we will not be having the 11:30 service at Peace. So starting July 23rd, that Sunday, there will not be an 11:30 service at Peace. The service will be at 9:30 at the gathering place at St. Michael's. And also to know that meetings and gatherings for the church will be taking place at the gathering place. We're going to have a screen and have the ability to Zoom people in just like we have over at Peace, and that will be available. So we're going to be having our meetings and our gatherings starting that week after we begin having our services there on the 22nd and 23rd. We'll be meeting at the gathering place, and that is a great thing. We are really looking forward to being back at St. Michael's and back on Sanibel. Peace and blessings to you. Be safe and well.